the ECG sticker sensors. Take the sticker with the black coloured cable and stick it to your child's right shoulder around the collarbone. Then the green cable attaches to your child's left shoulder collarbone area. Thirdly, the cable that's red goes on the left side of your child's chest. The position of this doesn't have to be too accurate, as long as it's on their left side, around about the middle of their chest. Thread the red cable up under the pyjamas and out the top of the neck, so the green and the red cables are sitting over the same left shoulder. Secure all 3 sticker sensors in place with the large adhesive squares provided. Secondly, we're going to attach those 2 breathing effort bands, those 2 giant stretchy bands. Take the first band and wrap it snugly around the top of your child's chest, just under the armpits. I'm just doing this from behind to give you a better view. It's a lot easier to do from the front. That band should be fairly tight. You should be able to get one finger snugly underneath. Then take the cable marked chest and find the 2 press stud poppers at the end of that cable. The first press stud just pops onto that popper on the outside of the band that you can see in this video. The second press stud pops on the inside band. They both just snap into place. Depending on how tightly that elastic band is wrapped around your child will determine how close or far apart those 2 poppers are. If they don't stretch, you may need to loosen or tighten the band, however works for you. It's generally a good idea to keep those press studs somewhere on the front. The second band sits at the bottom of the ribs, just above the belly button. I'm putting mine around the outside of the pyjamas so that you've got a better view, but you can decide whether you put both bands under the pyjama top or above, depending on what works for you and your child's comfort. Again, you want that band fairly snug, just able to fit one finger underneath. You want it tight enough so that it can't ride up as the night goes on. Then take the second cable marked A, B, D, short for abdomen. You'll find, just like before, it's got 2 press studs at the end of that cable. And again, like before, the 2 press studs go on either of those poppers on the band around your child's tummy. It doesn't matter which press stud goes on which popper, so long as the 2 from the chest cable go on the top band and the 2 from the abdomen cable go on the bottom band. Then trail both of those white leads over the top of your child's shoulder so that all cables will end up on the same shoulder to make things easier when it comes to tidying everything up at the end of setting up. So thirdly, you're going to attach your oxygen saturation sensor, but you need to first plug together the blue boxy cable and the extension cable. After this, take the sensor on one of the sticky wraps and first stick the wrap to the sensor. There's only one way that this will fit on. On the sticky wrap, you'll see a picture of a light bulb. You want to put that bit over your child's fingernail or toenail. The other black square that you can see wraps around and under the finger or toe, so it sits directly underneath the light bulb one, with the finger sandwiched in the middle. Then it's just a case of wrapping that sticker all the way around the finger or toe and securing it in place. You'll probably find that you need an extra bit of sticky tape to really secure it down properly. And then, unlike in this video, secure that cable again at either the wrist or the ankle. Thread that cable up through the sleeve of the pyjama top and out at the neck, or if you're doing this around a foot or toe, up any pyjama trousers or shorts and have it coming out at the waist. Then it's simply a case of plugging that end of that sensor into the extension cable. So finally you're going to attach your breathing airflow kit, but first you need to do some preparation. Take that thin, clear tube and the white cable labelled thermistor or thermal flow, and you'll see there are gold pins at the end. Poke those gold pins into the little hole on the white plastic moulding of the clear tubing. It looks like there's a piece of paper stuck in that hole. It's meant to be there, so just leave it in place. You can then repeat the process, sticking the other gold pin in the other hole on the other side. Once you've done that, you can open out the toggles so that you're more easily able to fit the tubing over your child's head. So pop those cables over the head, and then those little prongs just sit at the base of the nose, and you can hang the tubing over the top of your child's ears. You'll find that those prongs ride up the nostrils. That's fine, it doesn't matter. Make sure those tubings are sitting nicely on your child's cheek, and then you can tighten them up using those toggles at the back to the nape of the neck. Make sure they're not so tight that they're digging into the top of the ears and you don't want them cutting into either cheek. Secure the tubing in place with the clear adhesive film. Now these are really quite large and you might find that you want to cut these in half widthways before you begin. Peel off the plastic backing and stick them to your child's cheek as close to the nose and mouth as you can without accidentally catching the corner of the mouth. Also, try not to get any hair caught because these are very sticky. Then peel off that paper frame that's around the sticker. You can repeat the process on the other side of the cheek. If your child isn't tolerating this part of the setup, then stop. There's no point you both getting stressed right before bed. Have everything ready, plug everything in and have the cable next to your child as they sleep, so that when they are very deeply asleep, you can then try again. If it doesn't work, wait until later in the night. Just time to tidy up all the cables now. So take those foam Velcro wraps and start at the top of the nape of the neck by gathering all of the loose cables together and popping that first wrap around the top. If your oxygen saturation has been stuck on the toe, then you can leave that cable coming out of the waist and leave it separate. Otherwise, take 3 or 4 of these foam wraps and work your way at intermittent points down the cable until you end up with one very long Rapunzel-style ponytail. So you should have one long ponytail now. Mine are all splayed out so you can see what you've got to plug in. This is it. So starting with those ECG sticker sensors, we're going to take the coloured cables and put them in the sockets marked ECG. Green to green, black to black, red to red. My box is labelled incorrectly with left and right sides. your box will be labelled correctly. So red at the front and black behind it at the back. Our breathing movement sensors, take the cable marked chest and find the sockets on the side of the box marked breathing movement effort. One pair is marked chest, one pair is marked ABD. And the same rules again, red plug to red socket or positive to positive, black plug to black socket or negative to negative. Do your chest pair of cables first and then find the cable marked ABD and do those second. All of the cables are labelled positive and negative. So our nasal airflow kit now. Now you're going to use something that we've not used yet. That was in your airflow kit. It's the little black box with two cables coming out of it. One labelled snore, one labelled flow. The cable is labelled pressure even though the box is labelled flow. Take your clear plastic tubing. There are two ends to it, but we don't need one of them. Tie a knot in it and don't worry about it. Take your other end, push it onto the little white plastic tubing sticking out of the black box and then turn it clockwise to secure. Then the same as before, take one of those cables and use your red plug for your red socket and your black plug for your black socket. It doesn't matter if you do snore first, like I am here, or pressure, so long as you put the right labelled cable in the right labelled sockets. Red to red, black to black. Thermal flow next, and that's that thin white cable labelled the same. The sockets are on the same side as the ECG ones, but they're the other way around. So this time they're like the same direction as chest, abdomen, pressure and snore. Red at the back, black at the front. Oxygen saturation next. Dead easy this one. The cable will only fit in one socket and it's next to your green ECG socket. So very gently push the plug into the socket. If it doesn't snap down straight away, twist it and you should find that there's a little give and then it'll click into place. So go gently, but it should snap into place and you will feel it happen. So our patient event button next, and this cable can be found with the black bag. It's a cream cable with the red push button on the top. So same again, the little red line on the side of the silver plug lines up with the little red dot on the socket on the side of the recording box. So just the same, red to red. Push that silver plug in and it should just click into place. You're almost there. Put your box inside your bag as well as any excess cables, they can go inside too. Put your event button in that little elastic pocket at the front of the bag and have all your cables coming out just one area and do up your zips. Congratulations, you've done it! Everything should now be neat and tidy in one long ponytail going into that bag with the zips closed. Your event button should be nice and accessible. For safety, the bag should be worn across the shoulder throughout the night. If this isn't possible because you have a fidgety child, pop the bag next to them so the bag can move as your child moves. And well done! You've done a great job!